To introduce our next speaker. Actually, I was invited to do this presentation today, and I declined. And the reason that I declined is because I'm starting to slow down a little bit and to empower other people to teach my stuff. And I'm so thrilled to have Mr. Jim Bardwell. He volunteers in our coaching company, Phenomenal Business Coaching, every single week, teaching marketing. And if you don't know my story, I just share it real quick because this is how I introduced Jim. I started my cleaning business out of the trunk of my car almost 40 years ago. November 2nd will be our 40th anniversary. And built it up in a multi-million-dollar business. And the way we did that is through referrals. We have a strategic referral program that last year we generated $1 million in referrals. We don't advertise all. $4 million a year, high-end residential. I work with restoration companies as well. So over the years, as I developed that and developed this referral program, I came across a young man by the name of James Howard Bardwell III, otherwise known as Jim Bardwell, that you'll hear from this morning. And he actually helped me develop that program. So the referral marketing that I was doing, I taught it to him. He upgraded it, took it to the next level. And today we have two referral marketing reps that do 350 stops a month. That's how you generate $1 million in referrals in high-end business. That's how you grow your business without advertising. So please welcome one of my best friends in the entire world, Mr. Jim Bardwell.
All right. Yes. We are going to talk about my favorite thing in the whole universe, which is people, because that's really what relationship marketing is all about. Man, I see a lot of good friends in the room here. Man, awesome to see some smiling faces. Look at the guy right there. I mean, look at this guy, huh? And these guys have heard me speak before, so that's not too bad, right? They're back again. So we're going to talk about the philosophy of unleashing the power of relationship marketing. Because I firmly believe that each and every one of you have a relational skill set. Now, we're born with different personalities, we come from different backgrounds, and those things will combine to make some people maybe just naturally a little more gifted at it. But I'm here to tell you that I know a lot of different types of people and a lot of different types of personalities, and every one of them have been able to utilize this system to completely change their business. There are people in this room right now that will give me a big high five and a hallelujah to that one. So let's get started. As Howard said, his company is proof in the pudding. Howard has been proof in the pudding with this philosophy for a very, very long time. Let me tell you something that's really cool about having a business that has lots of high-paying referral clients. You know what's cool about it? Is people just like that and just like me get to work there. There's nothing wrong with having a profitable business that you can provide a living and a future to more than just yourselves. And so that's kind of the hidden aspect of why relationship marketing is so important. But yeah, $1 million a year referrals. That's doing pretty good, huh, Scott? That's good. You guys are pretty close, right? No. I mean, $1 million. That's good. That's good. I like it. So when I first met Howard, he taught me something that has stuck with me my entire career. And he said that all of business, and I like this part of it, and all of life is about relationships. Every single thing in my life that is worth a plug nickel is because of relationships, period. Not because I'm so smart, not because I'm good looking, be in trouble in both of those, wouldn't I? But because I understand that people have a longing for connection. We're all walking around this great big world, and that's what deep down inside we're all looking for. And you want to hear something crazy? The professionals out there that are in a position to make your business a dynamo, they're looking for the same thing. They might not act like that if you walk in there and try and sell them something, but if you walk in there to be a friend and build a relationship with them, that's exactly what they'll do for you. So all of business and all of life is about relationships. That's right, that's right. All right, so again, you know what he did. How did they do it? How do they get $1 million a year in referral business every year like clockwork over and over and over again? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today. But for the first thing we need to cover is there's a lot of great presentations at this event. And some of them are going to be about advertising. And I think sometimes people get confused with marketing and advertising. You know, aren't they the same thing? Well, they're not. They're absolutely not. And that's actually a good thing for us. That's actually a good thing. Now, there might be some big mega companies in this room who have huge advertising budgets, right? Big old piles of money they throw at advertising every year. Great. Awesome. But for the rest of us mere mortals, maybe we don't have that. And that's actually a good thing. So marketing and advertising, and I teach it by saying you guys have all seen or heard stories about a farmer and a hunter. So say you were going to have a feast. You were going to lay out a big table full of food and feed a bunch of people. And you approached the farmer and the hunter and said, hey guys, help me out with this. I want to put food on this table. Well, the hunter is going to get up early in the morning, right? Charles and I were just talking about this. He's going to get up early in the morning. He's going to go out there to his fiber protected deer feeder. There is such a thing. Ask Charles about it after the presentation. The Fiber Protected America deer feeder. And he's going to go out there and he's going to shoot that deer. He's going to bring it back. And we're going to have venison, and we're going to eat well. We might even put a little bit in the freezer, right, Joe? We could. But the farmer is a little different. The farmer has a lot more work to do, doesn't he? He doesn't get up early one day. He gets up early a whole season, every day, day in and day out. And at the front part of his harvest, it doesn't look like a harvest, does it? Matter of fact, it looks like you're digging in dirt. It looks like you're just wasting your time. You're getting your fingernails all grubby, right? And you're coming home hot and sweaty. And you're coming home, right, Miranda, and going, hey, Scott, this isn't working. There's nobody doing nothing. Right? And we think it's not doing us any good. But the farmer knows, because his dad taught him about farming, and his grandfather taught him about farming, that you're going to put a lot of work in. You're going to make sure it gets water. You're going to make sure that it gets good sunlight. And when that crop comes in, not only will you feed that table today and have some to put up, here's the crazy part. You're going to have so much, you can sell it. You can put it on a truck and send it to Topeka and sell it, right? That's real abundance. And that's the power of marketing over advertising. So, but what is phenomenal relationship marketing? We established the difference between advertising and marketing. Now let's talk about phenomenal relationship marketing. Okay? Phenomenal relationship marketing. Number one, you guys can jot these down or take a picture with your phone if you want to. So number one trait of phenomenal relationship marketing is it focuses on long-term relationships with your clients and referral sources. Now, some of you might be saying, well, no, duh, it's going to be relationship marketing, it's going to focus on relationships. You see that in red? What does it say? It says long-term. And so often in life, we're not, as entrepreneurs, we're not looking for long-term. We're looking for it happened yesterday. And we're ready to go, right? Scott, giddy up, okay? We want it to happen tomorrow. We go pick it up tomorrow. And that's that hunter mentality coming in. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you'll focus on long-term relationships with those clients and those referral sources, there are actions and steps that you take that equate long-term, right? I was actually out with a coaching client one time, and we went by a referral source, and we were invited to a party that was going to happen, ready, 6 months from now. And we got back in the vehicle, and you know what he said? And he was all serious. He goes, dude, I can't commit to that. I don't know what I'm going to be doing 6 months from now. I'm like, man, we ought to figure out what you're going to be doing 6 months from now, because they're making a long-term commitment with you, right? But as entrepreneurs, that long-term thing gets a little tricky. Number 2, we're going to create a loyal client base that will do business with us for years and years and years. Are we starting to see the difference between advertising and marketing? See, advertising can't do that. It really can't. If I've got a little taco trailer and I want to sell tacos, I set up at the gas station in my neighborhood and want to sell tacos, I might run an ad that says, on Tuesday, buy one taco, get second taco free. That's great. I'm going to sell a couple tacos, right? Is that building a loyal customer? Probably not. But, what if I did this? What if I married that with an experience that made them remember me? What if I married that with some way that said, hey, not only are you going to get a benefit from buying this taco today, but if you continue to buy tacos from me over and over and over, there's going to be a benefit to the end of that as well. That's long term. That's the way we want to think about our clients and referral sources. Here's the tricky part. Number 3. It creates a highly interactive environment. Highly interactive environment. And at its core, it's relational. I hope you didn't come into this thinking, hey, this is going to be a get-rich-quick, easy thing I can do that's real fast, and I'm going to make some money, and I'm going to run a couple of ads and get some what do you call those things? Clickety-click-clicks, right? Which, again, I'm not downing any of that stuff. It's a great way to advertise, a modern way to advertise, but relational marketing is relational. So it's going to require us to do things that would, on the surface to anybody, to a 5-year-old kid, appear to be relational. Now, what's something that a 5-year-old kid would recognize as relational? What's something we could be doing in business, right? You think about it that way. I don't know, maybe going by and seeing people. That's relational, right? Even when they're not spending money with us. I have people that I'm friends with, guess what? And they are in a position to buy from me. But they'll send me a text once in a while and just say, hey man, how you doing? And I'll send them a text and say, hey man, I saw you eating that taco on Facebook. It looked real good, right? We're relational with one another. And that's a good sign of relational marketing. This is a fantastic graphic that Howard has used for years and years and years to teach the impact, the power of this system. Everybody's heard of the Mercedes client, right? Now, does that mean that they drive a Mercedes? Not necessarily. Sometimes they do. But we're talking about a mindset. There's different mindsets that people have. What I'm interested in servicing, because I represent a high-end product, is the Mercedes mindset. I've been to a little old lady's house that lived in a little 800 square foot house, and she had a Ford Fairmont in the driveway, but man, she had a Mercedes mindset, buddy, right? Those are our dream clients. But here's one tricky thing. Quite often where I was at Nashville, the Mercedes clients had this unique thing about their neighborhood. You know what they had? They had gates. You couldn't just run around there and do a 4-round in there. You couldn't go in there and put up flyers or put them little $3 signs in the front. You couldn't do any of that. Literally, they had gates, right? So how do I get to those Mercedes clients? Well, another key aspect of Mercedes mindset is when they're going to buy something, they don't do it because they saw an ad. They don't do it because they got a coupon in the mail. They don't do it because they saw a TV ad. They don't do it. That's not what motivates them to buy. What does a Mercedes client do? They ask advice. They ask advice from a trusted advisor. How does one become a trusted advisor to a Mercedes client? Probably when they sold them a Mercedes. And Mercedes clients buy rugs that are the Mercedes of rugs, right? Mercedes clients buy upholstery that is the Mercedes of upholstery. They don't do like me and my wife do and go down to Rooms to Go and get, a living room and a bedroom and all this stuff all thrown in the truck, and we throw the rug on the back of the car and go home with it. That's the way we do it, right? But that's not how they do it. So they're going to reach out to that trusted advisor to advise them for cleaning. Where did they buy that Mercedes rug? You got it. They're going to reach back out to them. So what if I did this? What if I went and built a phenomenal relationship with that person? Now, instead of trying to figure out how to go to find all these Mercedes clients, and then even if I can find them, how do I talk to them? They don't take our postcards. You know, I can run an ad in a magazine, right? I can do all these things. But man, I tell you what, if you build a relationship with that person that dozens of Mercedes clients are calling, yeah, that's magic. And I don't know if you guys can see by this graphic, to me, that actually seems easier. I mean, look at all the blue circles, and then there's one orange circle, right? Yeah. Relationship marketing is a small business secret weapon. Again, we might have some folks in the room that are big old giant multi-million-dollar operations with 150 trucks and 10,000 employees, and woo, I love it. I want to come hang out with you. I like big operations. They're fun. I'm a high I, if you know disc personality at all. I like shiny things. I like big things. I like noisy things. I like a party. But most people in this room, your business would qualify as a small business, right? Don't you want a secret weapon? Don't you want something that if one of the big 800-pound gorillas does move to your market, that all that money can't buy them? Yeah. So these are the reasons I think it is a secret weapon. Because of Larry. No, just joking, just joking. I think it's a secret weapon because it is extremely cost-effective compared to traditional advertising. So when I first met Howard Partridge all those years ago, I was new to the industry, and I worked very briefly for another company, very, very briefly, just long enough for me to meet Howard and walk away from him and go to work for Howard. But anyway, that's a whole other story. And they were spending, ready for this? In 1996, they were spending $10,000 a year to be in the Yellow Pages. 10 grand. For younger people, Yellow Pages was a book. It was about that thick and had pages that were yellow. And most people didn't actually use them unless you put them under your kids so they could reach the table. But anyway, they were spending a lot of money on Yellow Page ads. And when they didn't work, you know what they would always tell you? You need a bigger ad. Yeah, that was always their answer, right? This is so cost effective. This is amazingly cost effective. Here's the other cool thing. So I used to work for Howard. Worked for Howard for 8 years down in Houston, Texas. Guess what he just told the group yesterday? That there is a company in Houston still talking about something I did for them 20-something years ago. That's self-perpetuating. That means that it goes on without you. When I was in Nashville market, sometimes my phone would ring. Jorge, my phone would ring, and they go, is this Jim Bardwell? Yes, it's Jim Bardwell. No, they wouldn't say that because I don't answer my phone that way. She knows I don't answer my phone. Hi, you reached Jim Bardwell. How can I help you today? And she waits because she thinks it's the message. No, that's me, right? So I'd say, hey, it's Jim Bardwell. Hey, this person told another person that you were the guy to call because I need my rugs cleaned. I didn't talk to that person. It was like a domino that went through the... One time I got a call. Hi, this is Marcy from Starstruck Productions out of Hollywood, California. We're going to be coming filming a television show in your town, and I'm told you're the textile expert. Yeah, that's how I got to be on that TV show with that crazy screaming chef that cussed people out and threw pots and pans, and right? What was that called? A restaurant rescue or something like that. Anyway, I was on TV. Because somebody told somebody, because somebody told somebody, because somebody told somebody. Right? It's self-perpetuating. Advertising won't do that, guys. I don't care how much money you're willing to spend on it. I don't care how great of a beautiful, glossy thing it is, right? Here's another thing. It's underutilized in today's socially distanced environment. I love doing things that nobody else is doing. I love it. Because it probably is because it's hard. And I'm not sitting on this podium telling you that relationship marketing is easy. Please, it's not easy. Thank you. I'm so glad it's not easy. Because it makes us that do it stand out. We're actually unique because of it. Here's another thing. It's not heavily dependent upon technology. Again, any of those in the room out there, my fellow gray-haired brothers and sisters, right? You know, like anything that requires all those buttons, right? All them buttons and dials and slide rules, and you know, Eric's out there. Eric knows all about all that. He's so young. He's one of the hippest dudes I know, man. Eric is hip, okay? He's probably laughing. He's probably, Bardwell, I can do all. I can't. I struggle with it, right? What's so cool about this is you don't need all that, okay? Why do we do it, though? What's the reason? What's the motivation? As we go through this, I'm going to bring some people to your attention. Fantastic couple I know very well. They started their business. This is Jeremy and Stephanie Overturf. They started their business in 2008. And they were struggling. They were only doing about $65,000 a year in sales. They went to a little conference in Nashville, Tennessee, and they met a gentleman named Howard Partridge. Guess what? They just sold their business, guys. At the ripe old age of 44 and 39, they sold out. And they rode off into the sunset. They didn't have to ride far because they lived in beautiful Florida, right on the beach. But anyway, they didn't have to ride far, but they were in the sunset, right? And they're living a life that other people can only dream of. And if you ask them how they did it, guess what they're going to say? Relationship marketing. No, Jim, we cracked the Google code. We cracked it. We cracked the Google code like an egg. No, they're not going to say that. Relationship marketing. These are two of my thoughts I'd like to share with you. Number one, people ask me, Jorge, one time Diane called me, she says, hey, I got this marketing idea. I want to pitch it to Jorge, but first I'm going to pitch it to you. What do you think about it, Jimmy? Right? That's a good, she does that. And she threw it at me and I said, is it a banana and a bucket of oranges? She said, what? I said, look, if you walk up with a bucket to little Miss Gigi, Howard's sweet little granddaughter, you walk up with a bucket of oranges and you got a banana sitting on top. And you ask her, what fruit do you see? She's going to say banana, because it's sticking out. Marketing is that simple. If you run it through that calendar every time, if you got a marketing person, or you are the marketing person, you go to your team and you're going to pitch an idea, you better be describing a banana and a bucket of oranges. Number two, and again, this is a good thing. It's a sad thing, but it could be good for us. I personally believe that human interaction is actually going to continue to decline. We beat up on this young generation, don't we? Oh, they don't know how to talk. They don't know how. Like my son, his buddies would come over. They'd be in the living room, and they could be talking about blowing up the school for all I knew because I couldn't understand them. Because the way they communicated, it was like, I was like, are they talking? Or they got something lodged in their throat? What is going on out there? She goes, they're talking, honey. I go, no, they're not talking. Right? Relational human interaction, at least they were talking, right? We see young people today go to man, you imagine being in high school nowadays? Friday night going to a house party. Woo! Right, Charles? Man, back in the old days, right? In my 72 Vega, man. Journey blasted on the 6x9. Don't stop. Right? I was ready. And you get to the party and everybody's sitting there in all the corners not talking, going, whew, I don't want it. Glad I didn't have it. No, man, we was out there doing the sprinkler. I mean, we was having fun. Right? The relational action is going to decline over the next 10 years. Wow. Banana, 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 and a bucket of oranges. So if I'm actually good at relation building, I'm going to stand out. So that's actually a good thing for us. So people often ask me this question. They'll say, Jim, I believe you. I need to have a program. I need to run a program, right? I need to have a relationship marketing program. Here's the trick. A relationship marketing program is dependent upon the prowess or the skill of the individual or the programmer. So, if you hire me and I come into your company and I'm a marketing rock star and go out there and kick it out of the park for you, and then somebody else comes along and just like that movie, for a few dollars more, there goes Jimmy. And if it was a program, it leaves with Jimmy. And you've seen that, huh, Charles? You know what I mean? Well, guess what? One thing Meg has changed about Aladdin is there now is a marketing system. So if that person leaves within a week, maybe 2 weeks, the new person's right out there rock and rolling. See, that is a relationship marketing system. It's not reliant upon the individual. But here's the good news. Ready? All systems are derived from a program. So right now, if you're doing marketing for your company, if it's on your desk, if you take care of it, if you're the one that makes it happen, it's cool, man. You got a program. Awesome. All you need to do is tweak it and maybe quantify it and turn it into a system that would happen without you. right? Randy and I have talked about that a lot, right? Yeah. All right. How about this? You say, okay, Jim, I want a system. I want a system. That's what my goal is. Jot these down or take a picture. There are some key aspects that you know you have a system as opposed to a program. A systemized approach to personalized communication. Now, what does that look like? I didn't say that emails or postcards or direct mail, that it was horrible, that it was bad, that it was a dirty word. I just said make it personalized. And there's so many cool programs out there. Howard knows a gentleman here in this city who does a thing called sendoutcards.com. Anyone done sendoutcards.com? They're so cool, right? Eric, you can make them really personalized. Like they can have their name on it. You know what's really crazy? It can have their picture on it, right? So that's what I mean by personalized communication. You have a systemized approach to personalized communication. You see, you could have a program where someone's just sitting there, oh man, he's a good marketer. He makes Christmas cards by hand. Yeah, and then when he goes and makes Christmas cards by hand for somebody else, then what happens? So you can use systems to make that happen over and over and over again. A tangibly valuable loyal reward program. Tangibly valuable. I once went out for a coaching call with someone. We were driving around. He had a big restoration company, and he would give plumbers a referral if they sent him work. I said, "You're right, Charles, that's a good idea, right?" And guess what he would give them? And he would always adjust his belt when he said it. He's real proud of it. Old men usually adjust their belt when they're proud of something. You ever do that? Right? Your dad does that, adjust his belt. He'd say, anybody sends me a referral, I give them a $50 gift card. $50. Look, dude, $50 was probably cool back in 1982 when you were mowing grass, but $50 nowadays, no, seriously. Go to the little convenience store here at Harrah's and buy a Coke and some chips. You just spent $50, all right? $50 is nothing to brag about. It needs to be tangible. And Howard has a fantastic system. He uses a percentage. That way, the bigger the bang of the referral, the bigger the bang of that thank you. Okay, so it needs to be a tangible rewards program. Number 3, this is crazy. I don't know why people don't understand that this is such an important part of marketing. Listening and responding to customer feedback. Listening and responding to customer feedback. That's relationship marketing. One of my favorite stories, and making adjustments and working towards it. Howard tells this story. Howard got his start in Houston in high-end restaurants where he would work beside the table and make steak Diane and bananas Foster and lighting stuff on fire, you know, Caesar salad, you know, where he's sprinkling the stuff off his back and all that stuff, you know, table side. Well, he left that company, went on, and the 2 girls that were working there ended up buying that nice restaurant. And they were struggling a lot. They were struggling. They weren't making good money. And Howard asked him, says, what is something you do that brings in good money? She said, well, every once in a year we do this lobster thing. We send out the postcards, invitation only, da-da. And he said, well, do the customers like that? And she said, I don't know, right? He said, why don't you ask them? Right? And if they say they like it, do more of it. Put your thumb on that and say, hey guys, we need to do more of this. So listening to customer feedback is very important. How about this one? How about this one? What? He's in the back of the room back there, the guy dressed in orange. $225K to $4.5 million through referrals. Woo-wee. And you know how they did it? Boing, 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 boing. You know what? I'm not going to, Larry is here. I'm not even going to pretend to think I can do it justice. If you guys want to find out his secret marketing weapon, his secret relationship marketing weapon, go ask Larry about the pineapple. Okay? Not just any pineapple, but the cool pineapple. It's a good story. It really is. You guys need to learn about it. Okay, 3 proven relationship marketing strategies. Okay. Hopefully I've convinced some folks in the room that maybe this might be something that we're putting a little energy towards. Well, here you go. Here's some actionable steps, some strategies that you can use. Ready? Get phones ready. Jot this down. You got it. All right? Oh, by the way, that's me with the Overturfs having a blast. I mean, what a great company. Yes, did they sell it and rode off into the sunset? Yes, they did. But guess what they did? They built an amazing organization that provided life and future to so many people. It was always a party atmosphere there. It was such a positive place to be around. So number one, giving you the keys of the kingdom. Ready? Free trial offer. Free trial offer. The old try it before you buy it. I actually refer to this, Howard is probably going to say, Bardwell, what do you... I actually refer to this as the Cajun chicken method of marketing. Cajun chicken method of marketing. Have you guys, okay, again, young people, there used to be these things called malls where they put all the stores in one building and you could easily go and everything. It was a mall. And there was a place in the mall called a food court. They rounded up all the food, put it in one place to make it easy for you. It's a really cool concept. Don't know what happened to it. But anyway, it's a food court. You guys remember going to the food court and there was the ones you recognized? There was the Sparrow Pizza, there was Burger King, there was Chili's, National, you knew them. And then there was that random, was it Chinese? Was it some kind of weird? And it was always called Cajun chicken or hot chicken or barbecue chicken, right? Some weird name. How did they do it? How did they compete with these national entities? Well, I'll tell you how they did it. They put a bunch of that chicken on a plate with little toothpicks, and she'd go out in the middle of the aisle and she'd go, you want to try barbecue chicken? You want to try Cajun chicken? You want to try bourbon chicken? And everybody's laughing because you did it. You fell for it, right? And you taste it and you go, it's chicken with sugar all over it, guys. It's not a far stretch, right? Oh, this is good, right? And you'd go buy it. And you get the fried potato with the cabbage. Everybody know the one I'm talking about? The rye? You're like, I don't know what you're talking about. It's good. To try it before you buy it. Free trial offer. There's magic in it. Number two, our referral rewards program. Like I said, you need to reward those people for being in that relationship with you. A tangible reward. And make it easy to attain. Don't be like the airlines. Guess what? If you fly with us every week for 12 years, you'll get a free ticket to Toledo. Blackout dates, brother. Great. Right? Make it attainable. Make it something that actually they can do. And then number three, here's the one that so many people don't get the power of this. Building relationships is about understanding what their needs are. The only way I can understand their needs is if I ask them, am I meeting your needs? By the way, any married gentlemen in the room? Married men that are married to somebody else? Yeah. Here, greatest advice I'm going to give you. Every once in a while, do the same thing. Give her a survey. Hey, how am I doing? Right? Because what you think you're making her happy, and you're really just making her mad. So, a little survey every once in a while is a good thing for the wife as well. And wives, you can do it for your husbands too. Yeah. Okay, here we go. 30-day call to action. 30-day call to action. Now, I'm going to say something a little snarky, but here's the truth. I've done this 30-day call to action literally all over the world. I did this presentation in England. I've done this presentation all over this country. I've done this presentation via Zoom to South America, and I've only had a handful, I mean literally like on my one hand, the number of people that called me back and said they actually did it. But those that did said, Jim, I wish I'd have done this years ago. And we're making this an active part of our business. We're going to do this all the time now. We're going to start making this permanent. Ready? 30-day call to action. Get wiggy. Come on, jot it down. Take a picture. Make a liar out of me. Ready? Come on. 30-day call to action. I want you to make a list of 10. I'm not getting crazy. Just 10. 10 industry-related businesses that could become a mutually beneficial relationship to your business. Notice I said that's a pretty broad spectrum, right? So if you're into restoration, Jorge, what would be an industry-related business? Okay, commercial buildings. Beautiful. A plumbing company? Yes. How about an electric company? Sure. How about anybody that's in building services and doing things around houses? I mean, in Nashville, they got companies now that drive around and pick up your dog poop for you. Yeah, they do. Pick it up. Boop, boop. Come pick it up and haul it away. Yeah. Guess what? Mercedes clients love dog poop pickup companies. They love them. They don't want to pick up their poop. Right? That'd be a good one. Yeah, that's not industry related. Yes, it is. They're in the service industry, just like you're in the service industry. So make a list of 10, okay? And then I want you to visit them. Not call them, not send them a postcard, not message them on Facebook, not wave at them when you drive by in your vehicle, right? I want you to put on your glad rags, okay? I want you, like Jacob, with that cool shirt, making an impression, walk right in the front door and say, how you doing? Nice to meet you. I think we could be beneficial to one another. Number two, I want you to get into your database, into your customer database, and I want you to print out the top 10 revenue-producing sources in your computer now. Quite often when I say that, people get a glazed look over, how would I do that? Yeah, there's a problem right there, right? You should have a way of looking back at the last 12 months and figure out who spent the most money with you, right? So you figure that out. And then I want you to make contact with them. Now this one's a little more liberal. Because clients, you don't want to just, show up at their house on a Saturday afternoon. Ding dong, hey, remember me? Yeah, don't do that. But I want you to make personal contact. Personal. Now, all my business owners, my high Ds, don't go back to the office and say, hey, Marcy, call the last 10 people that did the most business with us and tell them thank you. Don't do that. I want you to make personal. Jorge, this is, by the way, this gentleman is a consummate gentleman of our industry. If you do not know Mr. Jorge down here, raise your hand, Jorge. Raise your hand. He is truly a gentleman. And he runs his business unlike, I'm telling you, you guys got to get to know this man. But I'm telling you, I want you to do it. Not Diane, not somebody else. Because the more people that understand who you are, they're going to be wanting to do business with you. And I'm asking you to call people that are already doing business with you, your top 10 revenue-producing people, right? And I want you to call them. I know, Jim, they're not going to answer. Okay, leave them a really nice voicemail. And don't call them and say, hey, we're running a special next Tuesday. You want to come spend some more money with me? Don't do that. I want you to call them and say something like, hey, Marcy, hey, Jim Bardwell, Fire Protector. Listen, I was just sitting at my desk and your smile came across my mind. I wanted to reach out and tell you, I hope you're having a great 2024. Just absolutely love working for you. My guys are working for you. We love your little dog, little poopsie there. Got all of our information in the computer. I want you to have a fantastic day. Bye-bye. Don't ask for nothing. It's crazy. It's crazy. Okay, last. This one's really, I think this is where I lose a lot of people, Howard. Write personal thank you cards to 10 people who have supported your business in the last 24 months. Personal thank you cards. Personal. That means sit down at your desk and thoughtfully think about them and write them a thank you card and mail it to them. Old school mail. Send out cards is great, but I want you to do it personally. I want you to actually write it. And go back in your database for 24 months. Why do I want to do this? Why do I want to do this? Why should I do this? You ready? It's real simple. That's what this gentleman did. I had the pleasure of meeting this gentleman back when he started with Howard, and he really was at zero. No, I'm not kidding you. He really was at zero. A couple years later, I went and helped him out. He had one truck. And him and I went on a water call at 2 in the morning. I was in my loafers. Charles like, I've been on a water call in my loafers. It happens, doesn't it? Yep. $47 million last year. In an industry that supposedly you have to join these programs now to be successful. You have to sign up on these lists. You have to get on all the... Nope. He did it through relationship marketing. He did it by building relationships that people were in a position to refer his goods and services, and then he had a tangible reward for them doing that. Simple. And by the way, guess what? You know what the tangible reward was? It wasn't necessarily money. Check. That's interesting. I guess you guys, for a minute there, I thought Howard. I thought Howard was doing that. He did it through relationship marketing. And again, it wasn't writing big fat checks. He went to those companies and said, how can I serve you? What do you need? What can be an asset to your business? You know what they told him? They told him they really needed help sales. Their sales were and so he offered them professional grade, seminar level sales training. Pretty crazy stuff. Mr. Ziegler said it best. Guys, if you go out looking for friends, you're going to find that they're very scarce. However, if you wake up Monday morning when you get back to your world and you look yourself in the mirror and you say, today, I am going to go out and I'm going to be a friend to people. Relationship building that's the key. You build the relationships. It doesn't happen through osmosis. You go out there and you find those people and you look at them and you say, how can I be a friend to them today? Friendship takes many forms, does it not? But what's so powerful about it is it usually isn't money driven.
Check.
It's working. Your microphone's just fine.
Check.
You'll find that people are out there looking for friends everywhere.
Okay.
That's okay. We got it. We're good. Howard's going to come up and he's going to give you guys an opportunity to learn more about how all this works. I would like to extend an offer. I will be here for the rest of the week in booth number 109 with phenomenal products. Okay? So come on up, Howard. You guys can stop by and visit with me and talk more about this, okay?